Hello people, today with me I have a piece that has grown to become one of my favorite pieces I've acquired this year. I've had it for a while now. It has been on my wrist a lot since I've got it about a month plus back, and it's one of those brands that been around for a really long time and has amazing selection of watches, and I'm so glad that I've finally added this to my collection. So it came in this great packaging. Yes, as you can see, it's a ball official standard. So if you're not aware, the RR stands for railroad, which is where Ball initially started their story. The first piece was made for the railroad industries very long time ago, and it was in America. So it's a very unique brand. It's Swiss made timepieces with a strong American heritage. Came in a very nicely packed watch box, and in the box there was a bag to put the watch in. So this is the presentation. I was also very privileged to be able to get a travel pouch from Ball, as well as a flashlight for lume, which is something really neat, as Ball watches are fitted with micro gas tubes like titanium lume, and it can last up to 25 years without charging. The piece I have with me is the Engineer Hydrocarbon AeroGMT sled diver in 42mm. So it's a beautifully made piece with a lot of nice details for you to take in. A lot of signature designs that Ball are known for, and which I'll get into in a while. And this was attached with the watch, which I've taken out now. This comes with the watch, and it's chronometer certified, so a COSC certified piece. First thing first about this piece, it's a 42mm. You can notice the blue and black bezel, which is oftenly called a Batman style. Stainless steel case, steel bi-direction rotating bezel, and you can see from this view it has a curved sapphire on the bezel, so you can see the curvature of the bezel. And underneath this, each of the numerals has micro gas tubes, which makes it easy for reading in low light conditions. And it's a heavy piece, especially with this bracelet. It weighs approximately 220 grams. And as you can notice, one of the really standout features of this piece, as with many Ball watches, is that crown lock, or the crown guard system. This is something proprietary to Ball, and it's a patented design. This plate, or crown guard or crown lock, so this protective plate here, which is easily depressed and pulled out in one direction, and you can't lock it this way for safeguarding. It clicks back in like this, and you can see it's smoothly and is polished and shining, which is why you can see my fingerprints everywhere. And that's a very unique design, especially on Ball watches, and it's a patented design. It's very interesting thing about this piece, which I really like, is the dial. Upon closer inspection, the dial is actually not smooth. It's textured and rough, which almost looks like sandpaper. So this rough or textured finish dial does add a lot of character to this timepiece, making it stand out and look even tougher and even more robust. So before I get in any further, this piece or this series was made to pay tribute to one of the greatest pilots ever known, Brian Schul, the late Brian Schul, who, if you don't know his story, you should check it out. It's one of the stories that epitomizes the perseverance and spirit of the human race. He was known as the pilot who flew the Blackbird, the SR-71, which you can see at the 6 o'clock position, which is a very, very cool feature, I might say. So that's a beautiful tribute and paying homage to a great pilot. And on the dial, you can see, because it's a GMT piece, there are 4 hands: your hour hand, your second hand, your GMT hand, and your minute hand. And every hand is fitted with micro gas tube or luminova, which is great for a dive watch, and it has some very, very interesting details which I will showcase by unscrewing the crown and moving the hands. And I move all the hands out of the 6 o'clock zone. You can see the words sled driver chronometer GMT, and there's actually the signature of Brian Schul, and it says Swiss made automatic. 12 o'clock location, you can see the words ball official standard since 1891. So as I've mentioned, this is a brand with great heritage and history. As you move the crown in slightly, it moves the GMT hand in one direction, and you can adjust the date in the other direction. And you close it off, you screw the crown back in, and you close that crown guard. So overall, aesthetically, a beautiful piece. Has some of the greatest and the latest in terms of style and details, and in terms of engineering prowess, which Ball is known for. The next interesting thing that I like to talk about is this beautifully finished brushed folding buckle, or as Ball calls it, patented triple folding buckle, which you can see here, which has the word Ball design. And this is no joke. This bracelet can withstand strengths up to 1,400 Newton forces, which is quite amazing for a small piece of steel. And it's basically known as a secure butterfly clasp. And as you can see from this angle, Swiss made design Ball, and is fitted in a very nice case. This very nicely curved lux on the side, which makes the piece have much more comfort when you're wearing it. And the end link of the bracelet is not using a typical spring bar, but it's screwed with 2 screws to ensure even higher level of security or sturdiness, as you can see on both sides. And again, this bracelet, this 3-link bracelet, has a very nice contrast of brushed and polished steel, which refines this watch and makes it look very elegant for a big piece, for a sturdy big piece. And I think one of the standout features of this watch which appeal to me is that firstly, it's a dive watch. It's a GMT dive watch, and its story is about aerospace or aviation, which is something very unique, and I've not found any other piece with a story like this, which is why I was drawn to this piece. So in essence, this piece is perfect for land, sea and air, which is one of the very, I guess, unique points that stood out to me. And aesthetically, it's such a beautiful watch, and that sapphire finished bezel is one of the nicest bezels I've seen, and it's a unidirection bezel that is just so smooth, so crisp, so robust, and just feels a joy, which is something that you would get with a brand like Ball, an esteemed Swiss made watch. And as you look onto the back of the watch, you can see again the SR71 Blackbird, and as it's a GMT watch, you see all the different time zones and all the corresponding countries of that time zone. So this is also so cool, and for me personally makes this piece looks really cool, intriguing, and so much more standout. During this beautiful timepiece is an automatic Ball RR1201-C, which, if you're familiar, is a modified ETA 2893-2. It's a movement that has a 42-hour power reserve and beats at 28,800 BPM or 4 Hz. And this is one of the go-to choice of movements for Ball, as it allows a GMT hand or additional complication. And as I mentioned, it's COSC, Official Swiss Chronometer Testing certified. So this guarantees exceptional accuracy and reliability. Another very unique feature of this timepiece is that the watch is engineered to resist magnetic fields of up to 4,800 amperes per meter. This is done to ensure that timekeeping is precise in the presence of magnetic forces, which is something valuable for individuals working in industries where magnetism is prevalent, such as engineering or aviation. And as I mentioned, this piece is really up there in terms of specifications. It has that patented buckle system that has 1,400 Newton force resistance. And another very notable technical specification that Ball does for all their watches is that there is a 7,500 G-force shock resistance, a 40 degrees Celsius temperature rating, and that patented crown system. There's so many details about this watch to love. Ball has really gone out of their way to make a piece that's so tough, so robust, so highly engineered, and rightly so, a watch of such a caliber to represent such a great pilot like Brian Shaw. And in terms of wearability, on a 6.9 inch wrist, It fits so nice and so snug. A little bit on the thicker side, but knowing how much has gone into this piece, it rightly deserves to be a piece that is hefty, weighty, and thick, and it's a piece that stands out and should be seen. And again, from a brand like Ball, you wouldn't expect anything less. Overall, in terms of opinion, for me, this is the best dive watch hands down in my collection right now. And for the price point you're paying for this watch, you're gonna get a ETA modified movement, COSC, that patented crown, that patented bracelet, and the butterfly cast system. A watch that it's built to last. It's going to last you a very, very, very long time. A beautiful engineering marvel, and not just a timepiece, but a highly engineered timepiece by Ball Watches.